Okay, many people are very familiar with Excel, and throughout this course we've been using StatCrunch. I want to show you how you can do some of the same things we've been doing in StatCrunch, but in Excel. Now, StatCrunch has many advantages when analyzing data, particularly with inferential statistics, but Excel is such a ubiquitous program. You probably are already familiar with it, so I'm going to show you some basic techniques and skills that you can do statistically to present data and to analyze data and create graphs and charts like that. So first step here is Excel. I will link out to some lynda.com videos for you if you are completely new to Excel on how Excel works. Here I want to give you just a couple of tips and then we will start creating some graphs and charts. So let's say I want to create a table. And I did one of these in an earlier video with StatCrunch, I believe. But suppose I gave a survey and I asked a couple questions, maybe what is your sex and what is your student classification? And I'm looking at my data and I want to go ahead and just type it in Excel. So I could go in and maybe I've got males and females. So let me type in females, males. I can just type into these particular cells. And I left myself a little bit of room in order to put some headings up here. And then maybe I've got freshmen. Okay, so I just type in freshmen, sophomore, juniors, and senior. Oop, that looks like I did that. So let me take that and pop it in there. And we can arrange these, make these look a little better. Not too worried about that right now. And then we just type in our data. So I'm just putting the number in and then typing enter. Okay, you can use left and right arrow buttons to kind of come around here. Went ahead and added another column. And again, you can double click the column right here when it turns into that little arrow and size it. It'll automatically size. There's some other little tricks you can do. If we wanted to make this header, you want to make that bold, just select it and Control B, or you can use some of these styling elements up here. You can format the table with different elements. Sometimes that looks nice. We'll do that in a minute. Let's go ahead and maybe put a total row here, total column and total row. So for total, I want to show you how you can use the sum feature. So here's our formula bar up here. If I'm ever going to do a formula, I need to put equals. So I've got a couple different things I can do. I can select that cell. I could type that number in, C3, and put plus C4. Oop, actually wrong one. Plus D3. Plus, now I could just go ahead and select that cell rather than having to type it in. Okay, and then press enter when I'm done. And there's the sum. Now, let me show you a slightly easier way. I can take this and put equals sum is one of my commands, and then highlight the entire area, and then close that parentheses and press enter. Okay. There are other ways we can do it. Let's say I want to have a total here. Okay, so a couple things on the home. This is the home ribbon right here. Again, notice I've got a lot of different formatting options here. I'll let you play around with that. Mine has an AutoSum here. So when I click that, I can do the sum and average, max, min, etc. So I can do AutoSum and it automatically summed it. And just press enter. Another way is we can go to formulas. And there's AutoSum. And here's a bunch of formulas right through here. Okay, and there's the same ones that are on the home screen. Now, one nice thing is when I've already completed that sum, if I take my mouse and highlight it right here, I can drag over my data here and it'll copy that formula over. And notice when I click on any of these cells, notice the ones that I'm summing this particular column, which is what I wanted. I always do that when I'm first learning how to do something. And that's something you can't really do super easily in StatCrunch. Some of these automatic features. I could have done the same thing here, like if I didn't have that sum here, I can take that and then I can just drag it down and there's my sum. Now if I wanted to format this table, make it look a little prettier, I can highlight it, format table, and I can put some banded rows and columns in there. Table as headers, there we go. And there's a nice table we've got. And I can sort by these particular ones. So this is a really easy way for me to create a table in Excel. So not only do we have a workable table in Excel here, it looks like I misspelled sophomore. So I need to double click within that cell to get it or use the formula bar up here. But I can highlight this, and suppose I'm wanting to put this into a Word document. I just copy and paste it in. And it'll give me some options on how I want this pasted. And I'll just keep, maybe I want that nice little formatting. And I can always edit this table in Word. I can add many of these design elements that I want. If I'm saying, yeah, let me go back just to a standard black and white, I can do that as well. I do lose some of the formatting if I was wanting to sum and things like that. So I usually do all that in Excel. So let me remove that, and that's what it would look like. So let me go back here and edit the table one more time, just to make sure you see I can, if I have a total row and column, I can do that. So I've got a total row, so it'll automatically bold that for me. Again, I can change shadings and so forth to make this look exactly the way I want it to look.